Hi, we're alive on South Beach.
Hi, I'm Dena Stewart.
And I'm Stewart.
And we're alive on South Beach.
A show with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Joining me today is David Wallack. How did you come down to Miami, and what was it like when you came down here? And how does that compare to what it's like now?
I came down when I was 7 years old. My father came down and discovered Miami Beach, and he came back up to get the family. We all drove down from New York. He had bought 852 Collins Avenue, and we lived on 852 Collins Avenue, which became the Galaxy Co-op. And that was, he actually pioneered renovated co-ops on Miami Beach. And he also bought this property, 900 and 910, two separate buildings on Ocean Drive, which then were called the Parksea and the Surfsea Apartments. And so my world from 7 years old on was this as a hotel, and I was folding towels, and I was in the hotel business.
Wasn't this also a residence called
Eastern Sun?
Eastern Sun, right.
That was my first project, really, right out of, from my senior year in law school. I was clerking for a law firm that had only a hospital group as their client, and so I did medical research for them, and I came upon in 1976, the end of 76, the new law for adult congregate living facilities. And I was also, in my own personal path, was to get into meditation and Eastern philosophy, holistic health, and that path of natural living. My goal was to create a holistic care facility, which is the closest thing to you're still in your own home. It's just that now I'm giving you care, and I hired a chef that worked at Wolfie's. So the food was great, and the entertainment, I was in music. I was doing concerts. I was producing music. And so all my friends were musicians. So I knew all of these people, and I drew on every aspect of that artistic community to come in and be a part of this whole care for the elderly in the new age.
You were doing this, you were succeeding, you were getting all kinds of recognition, and you could continue to be at the top of that. What made you change?
You know, that's the classic question, Stewart. Because it was a crossroads, and more amazing than you think. I was offered probably $100 million facility, a major apartment complex in Boca Raton. And this is before all the care facilities had opened throughout the country. And about that time, Mark Soika, who did the News Cafe, and I met, and you know, when you meet certain people, they're like brothers. And the art, the intellect, the heart, we became very, very close. And he then introduced me to Tony Golden. Well, Tony also was a maestro. He was like the John Lennon of the Beatles. He galvanized, like I was in the studio with a lot of great musicians to make music, and when you bring great musicians together, you make great music.
That's right.
Being in a room with Mark and Tony, and then here comes Mel Schlesser, here comes Saul Gross, here comes just the greats of that era, and all of a sudden the ideas, they had me very interested in a new idea. And that was, I could create a international food court here in Mangoes, and that would be a new revelation for South Beach in itself, and that's where the first thoughts of the conversion came. We did it with the elderly, really, and we celebrated life, and it was a lot of parties, a lot of music, a lot of great food, different style, but here we are doing it with mangoes. The difference is no one's sleeping here.
What made you decide to pick Latin?
In my music, I did rock, reggae, and country. And that was what I did. And when I opened Mangoes, we did reggae and rock. And it was really a small sports bar, you might say, with reggae and rock. And we were starving. It was chase people down for a beer in those days. And that was the early 90s. We opened in March 30th of 1991. And so in 1995, and so we were still going hand to mouth for years and struggling. And in 1995, a man by the name of Miguel Cruz said, I played with Santana out in LA, and I want to come in and play Afro-Latin jazz, and I'm going to rock the house. I said, Miguel, come on in and rock the house. He came in and he rocked the house. He was crawling right, the band played actually right here on this side, and he was crawling on the floor with a conga drum like a psychedelic Desi Arnaz. And my girls, without me saying a word, jumped up on the bar and started dancing. 3 girls jumped up on the bar and just started dancing to his Afro-Latin jazz, which was kicking. And I looked at it and looked at the customers, and they were all really starting to move, and the cash register started to turn, and we went from beer to Black Label.
Okay, that's a no-brainer.
And that became the success, and I just said, keep playing.
Mangoes here, I know you have another one in Orlando, has won all kinds of awards for being an outstanding place to go. If somebody came here for the first time, what could they expect?
A great time.
So, thank you very much. It was good seeing you again. We don't see each other often enough, so
very good to see you.
I'm glad I have the show, so I have an excuse to talk to you.
It's so good to see you.
I'm Dena Stewart.
And I'm Stewart, and we're going to continue to share with you some of the great experiences and unique people that come to South Beach to do things that make other people want to come to South Beach. So until next time, see you then.